Just a few months ago, India stood at the very top of world cricket. They were T20 world champions, celebrating one of the greatest achievements in the country's cricketing history. Millions of fans believed this team would dominate for years to come. But cricket can change incredibly fast. Within just a few weeks, the champions became a team searching for answers. 7 consecutive defeats, a historic collapse. So what exactly happened to Team India? How did the best T20 team in the world suddenly become one of its biggest disappointments? This is the complete story. The downfall began in Ireland. On June 26, 2026, history was made. For the first time in 17 years, Ireland defeated India in a T20 international. It wasn't just one upset victory. Ireland went on to win the series 2-0, completing a clean sweep against the reigning world champions. Ireland played fearless cricket. Lorcan Tucker and Gareth Delaney built a brilliant partnership, taking their team to a strong total of 182 runs. India never looked comfortable during the chase. Their batting lacked confidence, their shot selection was poor, and pressure kept building with every over. They were eventually restricted to just 148 runs, losing by 34 runs. One moment perfectly summarized India's struggles. Sanju Samson, one of the team's most experienced batters, was dismissed on the very first ball of the innings. It was more than just an early wicket. It symbolized the beginning of a crisis. At that point, many fans believed it was simply a bad series. Nobody expected things to become much worse. Then came England. If Ireland exposed India's weaknesses, England completely dismantled them. The first match at Trent Bridge in Nottingham turned into one of the darkest days in Indian T20 history. England's fast bowlers attacked relentlessly with pace, bounce, and aggressive short-pitched bowling. India's batting lineup had absolutely no answer. One after another, wickets continued to fall. Young debutant Vaibhav Suryavanshi struggled to adjust to international cricket. Tilak Varma failed to build an innings. Abhishek Sharma looked completely out of rhythm. Every attempt to counter-attack only made the collapse worse. When the innings finally ended, the scoreboard displayed a number nobody could believe. India, 76 all out. It was India's second lowest total in T20 international cricket and one of the most painful batting performances in the team's history. England chased the target with complete ease, winning by 125 runs. It wasn't just another defeat. It became India's biggest loss by runs in T20 international history. Unfortunately, the nightmare was far from over. The next match in Bristol delivered another humiliating performance. India managed to post a slightly better total, but England never looked under pressure during the chase. Phil Salt played with remarkable patience at the beginning before shifting gears effortlessly. Harry Brook produced one of the finest innings of the series, smashing an unbeaten 79 from only 35 deliveries. England chased the target with 6 overs remaining, winning by 9 wickets, 2 matches, 2 crushing defeats, and suddenly, the world champions looked completely lost. The obvious question was, what went wrong? The first problem was adaptability. Indian batters continued playing the same aggressive style that had brought success on slower Indian pitches. But conditions in England demanded patience, discipline, and smart shot selection. Instead of assessing the conditions, India's batters attacked from the very first ball. England's bowlers took full advantage of those mistakes. Phil Salt showed exactly how batting should be done in English conditions. He spent his first few deliveries understanding the pitch before attacking. India never made those adjustments. The second problem was experience. Without Jasprit Bumrah and Hardik Pandya, India's bowling attack lacked both leadership and control. Young bowlers were forced into difficult situations without experienced support. Whenever England's batters started attacking, India simply couldn't respond. The third issue was team selection. Questions were raised about Gautam Gambhir's tactical decisions. Many experts believed India selected a defensive bowling combination when aggressive wicket-taking options were needed. The spin attack failed to create pressure, allowing England's batters to dominate throughout the series. Small tactical mistakes eventually became massive problems. As the defeats continued, attention shifted towards the leadership group. Shreyas Iyer had recently taken over as India's T20 captain. His captaincy began under enormous pressure, and after 6 matches, he was still searching for his first victory. Head coach Gautam Gambhir described the tour as part of a rebuilding process. However, many cricket experts questioned that explanation because most of the World Cup winning squad was still available. The talent hadn't disappeared. The confidence had. Following the series, the BCCI announced a complete performance review. Every player's position would now be evaluated. Selection policies would be questioned. Tactical decisions would come under intense scrutiny. Changes were clearly on the way. But cricket has always been a game of comebacks. Every great team experiences difficult moments. The real measure of champions is not how they celebrate victory. It is how they respond after defeat. Can Shreyas Iyer establish himself as India's long-term captain? Can Gautam Gambhir rebuild this team into world champions once again? Can India bounce back from one of the worst phases in its T20 history? Only time will answer those questions. But one thing is certain. Indian cricket has fallen before, and every single time, it has found a way to rise again. If you enjoyed this documentary, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Do you believe India will make a strong comeback? We'd love to hear your opinion. Thanks for watching